Alright everybody, in today's video we're going to be going for the Ventures Utopia. Along with that, we're going to be going for their specific Utopia achievement, trickle-down economics, which means we need to be making one heat stamp for every 100 citizens. And as well as that, we're also going to be trying to get, from each according to his ability, to each according to his need, achievement. Which actually I think is just called each according to his need. In order to do this, we need to have 200,000 goods in stockpile and 20,000 heat stamps in stockpile. We're going to be doing this with the Depleted Core's tail, along with the Doomsayer's tail. On the map, English, specifically on the map, Windswept Peaks. Actually, no, wait, sorry, that's not the right one. There we go, Hanging Rock. This is a very small map, which is probably a bad idea. But, we're gonna do that. And then for our achievement, we're gonna be going directly against our main goal of getting one heat stamp for every 100 citizens, and do a developing metropolis. We need to have a massive population. So basically, I'm going against my own goals here. And, the way to sort of do this is that it's 1 per every 100, so 1,000 is 10. So 10,000 is 100. So therefore we need, if we're gonna have 30,000, then we're gonna need to make 300 heat stamps. Because it should be relatively easy. We are doing things a bit in our favor by starting with 2 factions that agree with us, and 1 faction that does not. However, reason laws are gonna be hard to pass because we have nobody for that besides adventurers. And merit laws are gonna be hard to pass because we have a direct opponent to them. And since merit is the main thing the ventures are based about, that's like their core of their cores is merit, it's going to be harder to pass those laws. And although I will say the ventures are probably the weakest faction right behind the menders. No, wait. Yeah, the ventures are the weakest faction and the menders. They do have some pretty good things. So some of the good things are R&D rates, which is an 80% chance to just instantly get the research completed. And another very good thing is core bounty, because it allows us to get heat stamps, sorry, cores, for 1,000 heat stamps. However, one of the better things, honestly, most of this stuff's useless, but we can buy basically everything. Anything we can get, we can buy. And our goal here is to have as many heat stamps as possible. So we're going to get the goods emporium. Next, we're going to go for our R&D race. Right, we'll maximize our revenue. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to break up that there, and then we're going to move up to here to start getting some materials. We're going to need a lot of materials this run, because the adventures are materialists. Unfortunately, got pretty bad. I mean, everything here is like not randomized. I'm not sure what I'm talking about, but nothing really good. So what we want to do is we want to head to the Frostlands because there's really nothing close by. And then we're going to want to build the council hub. And then now we're going to raise funds from everybody. And then we will promote the ventures. Because if you do it the other way around, bad things happen. So you want to do it in the way that is most beneficial to you, yourself, and you. So we're going to build in this crevasse here, because it will give us plus 15 shelter, and some temperature for free. So in total, we're going to get 2 temperature levels from that. That's good. We're going to wait to build that one. However, first things first, we're going to be building, well, one of the things we do need to build is this faction-specific thing, because it'll get us heat stamps from adjacency. But the main thing is we want to increase goods demand. So we're not going to be building that right now, because there's no reason to. So we're going to start speeding up time. And what we'll do here is we'll build this a little bit first, and then we'll expand it into that crevice there a bit. So for instance, we could build one here and get a little less than a heat stamp. Or we could build it here and get an entire heat stamp. Or build it here and literally just make an entire heat stamp. However, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to build it here. And then when I build an industrial district, I'm going to build it around here. We're going to make do with some squalor eventually, but not right now. Okay, council hall is ready. Now, we're gonna do something that's actually not for our main goal of factions, which is we're not gonna go for our desirable goods. Because right now we don't actually need them. Instead, we're actually going to go for... Where is it? We could go for the community service one, but I don't want to do that. We're going to go for basic necessities, paid essentials. This is one of the easiest things to pass for us right now, that we want to pass. Because it'll increase our efficiency a bit, not by much, only by like 10 extra production here and there. And it will increase our gain by 2 heat stamps. And we need as many heat stamps as we can possibly get. There we go. Okay, we got that done there. And then now, yeah, we gotta make it closer towards the coal. And in fact, I'm just gonna declare an emergency council session here. And then next, we're going to go for survival. Food at no. So now this is a hard one. The second one's probably gonna be the hardest. Surplus heat will be useful in the future. However, I think we're gonna do outsiders. So active workers will increase, population growth is marginally increased, and heat stamps is marginally increased as well. So we're just really pissing off the laborers faction because they're for equality. So make sure to like, subscribe, and follow me on Rumble as I try to build a capitalist utopia in Frostpunk 2. We're going to grant them the agenda because now I'm in the place where I can actually finally build this right here.
Take note. A new rule enters into force.
I'm fine if some minor squalor here and there. Listen, squalor is just a way of life, alright? It's just gonna happen. We might as well accept it. We can solve it later, eventually, that is. There we go, and then now, it's also another thing we want to do here is we want to put a material stockpile right in the middle of that to decrease the amount of workers. Also decrease the amount of people who are going to eventually get sick. This is also completely warm without needing any heating, which is why we did this. It's because these things don't need heating at all right now. In fact, we can increase this even more, like that. Okay, so now that's also going to increase goods demand. So we're going to be making some goods here. There we go. It's not enough. But anyways, now that these are built, let me build the research institutions. Well, specifically one, because the second one can't be built yet, because it's fully expanded, which I think it actually just got. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to research factories, so we can actually get some prefab production in here. Okay, we can dig closer this way. We got it. Perfect. And we are going to be using, the heating, even though... What am I trying to say here? Alright, factories. We're going to go for mechanical factories. We're going to be using the steam vents, even though we're going to be primarily based off oil, which, unfortunately, there's no oil here, so we're going to have to get it all from an outside source. However, we do have endless coal, so we could, and especially from how many, what are they called? Especially of how much factories we're going to be building and industrial districts, it is in our favor to just build more. To build more industrial districts, because then, as well, because we have depleted cores, which is this is on purpose, so I make this a bit harder. Without just increasing the difficulty. What's going to make this a bit harder, do I have the music on at all? Or is the music just not playing? Let me go to audio right now. Let's turn up the master volume. Anyways, I like what I was trying to say. Yeah, see, they're going to get us to pass desirable goods, which is good. But yeah, we're going to be building a bunch of industrial districts so we can get, like, coal liquefactors. We can basically just make everything into industrial districts. Alright, we're going to go for R&D race. It's going to cost us 150 heat stamps, which, that is a considerable sum. But, we will make a lot of money soon. Alright, cutthroat of economy. We're going to see. Here's the thing. We're gonna allow an allowance for those in need. Sure, it'll make us a little less from paid essentials, but in all actuality, this just means people can buy more. All right, and the more they buy, the better. There we go. Yeah, that's why I waited to get all of those right there. So now we just need food. So let's start going towards the food area. Yeah, we're gonna do that. No, actually, wait, that's stupid. You just build directly to that one. That way we can just continue to build upwards and not have to do any fancy stuff. Alright, now another thing is we do want them to love us, because then it'll cost us less. So, we can also just hire mercenaries from them, which is a very useless thing. But we want them to like us so we can get the industrial financiers. So, constructing industrial districts and their buildings cost slightly more heat stamps and fewer prefabs. And when they're so that is for the industrial districts when they're favorable. When they're devoted, constructing industrial districts costs slightly more heat stamps but significantly fewer prefabs. So it'll cost us less and less prefabs to actually build stuff, which is good. That is something we want. So we could do an R&D race here, but it's just not worth it right now because we don't have enough money to really be wasting. You could say, yeah, wasting it. Yeah. So, yeah, unfortunately, we're still not producing enough goods. So let's go back to making goods because really this is no longer making goods. Yeah. So yeah, from goods trade alone, we're making 8 heat stamps, which is it's a decent sum. Alright. And the plan of this series where I play Utopia mode is to get all the Utopias and all the faction-related achievements. Alright, I'll do an emergency law next time, maybe. Although my trust is way too low. I can't be doing emergency laws right now. Alright, the district here is built, so let us go to the... We can go to the plains, which has materials. People and materials. People are very useful. Yeah, mark our maps. So oil is this way, so we want to be going this way in order for us to get the oil we need. Yeah, they're investing in the city. So basically we'll spend less and less prefabs. Alright, now next thing we're going to be going for is we're going to be going for dense housing blocks because we need more housing and less space. Okay, we just got to get a few more heat stamps. It's going to take a little while. And then we'll be able to... Okay, here's an event. Yeah, the venture support the steward. Okay, yeah, so another thing is... they do have this relationship thing as well, along with the fact that it costs even less now for us to build with prefabs for the industrial district. Because they're financing that. We now actually get extra heat stamps. It's 0.4, but as their percentage of the population grows, and there's more and more of them, we'll start making more and more heat stamps from them liking us. Now, they will have a negative relationship drain, because I'm never going to actually fund them. Fund their projects, but, that's fine. Wow, we need a lot of heat stamps. If I had guard squads, I'd probably just demand them. I did not realize how many heat stamps it's actually going to cost us. That's not good at all. Again, we could build another one of these and just make more heat stamps, but at the same time, it's also going to increase our goods demand, which will decrease our heat stamps. Because we cannot fulfill the goal, so it'll increase crime. Okay, so mandatory school. This is sort of good for us right now. So I'm gonna do this here. No. Machinist. Yeah, construct a mechanical factory. Because I'm already going to do this, I'm going to promise them something I'm already going to do. So I promise to build a mechanical factory to the machinist, that way we can get this passed. Guaranteed. And also just to increase relationship with a faction, of which I'm already going to do something for. So that will decrease that, but it's also going to increase our research speed. Yeah, it's this. If I do this, it's going to cost us a good bit, so I might just wait on that. Yeah, I'll wait on... No, I can't be waiting on research, can I? Really? We just need 44 more heat stamps. I'm gonna have to wait. Unfortunately, they don't have a really good ability. I think finance mercenaries honestly just makes no sense for this faction. Okay, yeah. Separated families. We could keep a strict selection. Or we could allow relatives to enter. We're gonna allow relatives to enter. So if anyone's selected, their entire family can come with them, you know? Come on, we just need a few more heat stamps. I think it's just 2 weeks. Okay, 1 more week and we can build this. Come on. There we go. Okay, yeah, now next, then we can do that. Okay, we got that all frost broken. Okay, yeah, now we can turn off the overdrive because we're making enough coal. Well, we were making enough coal, but not really. Alright, yeah, machinist demands are met. It's good, that's good. That's chilly, unfortunate. Even though we have all this heating, that just takes down an entire level. Yeah, so we want it building, yeah, goods. So another meeting demand, yeah, we're making a lot more. Alright, and then when we get 50, we're gonna research that new law. Because we need, see, this will get, not only will this give us some extra housing, but it also gives us some more heat stamps. And it also doesn't have any negatives, except for the fact that it just doesn't get us as much. There we go, merit-based housing. So if you contribute more, then you get in front of the list. If you contribute less, you're on the back of the list to get housing. We need to build, yeah, we need to build 3 of the... This will just increase our relationship with them, since it's already maxed, you don't really need to do that. So we just need to do these 2, to prime the prosperity pumps. We could do that, yeah, we are making a bit more now, so we can actually do that. It does increase crime slightly for some reason. But that should increase, yeah, it increases the demand, and therefore, we're making more now. We do need to expand this. We also need to start getting some saws. Yeah, we need to get saws. Oh, wait, okay, that's a law. I didn't see that. Food additives would be nice. But what we really need to be doing is, yeah, harvesting funerals. And then we're gonna negotiate the machinists. And hope that they want, yep, chemical additives, because I already want that. That's what I'm gonna pass next. We'll probably get venture housing, that way we can get some extra goods. So yeah, next is, yeah, machines, so as you can see here. So, issue loans is okay. It makes us back more than what we lose by like 20 heat stamps. But what's better, I think, is adapt district to ventures. And that's basically it. All the good stuff's right here at the start. Everything else is kind of just meh. Like, it's okay, I guess, but it's not good enough. Alright, now we're going to be researching some hospitals here, teaching hospitals. And then we're also going to be declaring an emergency meeting where we're going to vote on merit-based housing. Again, we have stuff against this, so we're just going to negotiate the laborers. And we'll promise to condemn the ventures. I swear. I won't do it. And it passed. That's great.
The law takes effect.
Yeah, so now we have extra housing. Alright, so, okay, here's some food. We're gonna grab that. And this is severely damaged. We need to investigate the what is it again? Yeah, IEC. Imperial Expedition Company. We probably do need to get more, because again, we have the depleted core's tail, and we cannot let it get catastrophically cold before then.
The city, your council has voted.
Yeah. It's only 2 extra housing right now, but it's some extra housing nonetheless. And it's also extra housing here. Okay, promote them. And then I'm not going to grant them the agenda right now. So let's see, we're making more now. No, we're still making 0.4. Yeah. Okay, it's actually, we need 50, we need to have 50,000 people. I originally thought it was 30,000, but no, it's 50,000 we need to get. Okay, yeah, we're no longer making enough goods to meet demands. So I think we're gonna end the advertising. Because we just don't have enough.
A deep freeze is incoming. Ignore at your peril.
Yeah, so unfortunately right now we just need more. More of everything, really. We need more materials, more food. Oh, I'd never built a food district, that's why. But like I was saying before, we need more materials, more food, more everything. Always more. And that's right, we do actually need to get, remember, I do need to get 400... I think it was 400,000. And then, no, 200,000 stored goods, 4,000 stored heat stamps from each coordinate's need, and then I need to get 1 heat stamp per 100 populations. Okay, this is what we want, experimental treatment, I think. In order to get us farther down the progress tree, because this is okay. But this is what we're looking for. So now we have teaching hospitals, which will build when we have some disease. But as for right now, we don't need to build it. Could build a heating hub. I don't see any point in doing that right now, though. Yeah, another problem is we're also spending more materials than we have, so we do need to probably get, what is it called? Unproductive do maintenance, which will further increase efficiency and slightly decrease, material cost. So it'll decrease the demand here, decrease the demand there. Problem is, this thing needs 110, materials in total. This needs 50 materials. That needs 25. This needs 50, and I'm probably going to need to expand that soon. And this needs 25. We're actually going to expand this. Why can I not expand it? Yeah, for some reason I cannot expand that right now. We're going to build towards this other one, too. So let's start drilling. Give the populace some work. Because after we get chemical additives passed, then we'll grant the agenda to the ventures. And then that should also get us this. So produce 20 goods. Okay, here's an event. Out with the old desirable goods. Okay, now this is also very interesting. So, Stewart, our factories keep churning out new lines of consumer goods to satisfy our eager customers. Yet despite our best efforts, some holdouts still cling to their old habits and products. A task force of venture engineers have devised a new approach to design that could greatly mitigate the problem. They call it dynamic obsolescence. We could design a product so that after a certain period it simply stops functioning. This way people purchase newer, better models to keep our economy growing. So we could ban this, or we could limit lifetime goods. We're going to limit lifetime goods. Because that'll further increase our heat stamps. And it will increase the demand for goods.
Citizens, our researchers have completed their...
Okay, now next we're going to get some sawmills. And then after that we're probably going to have to get more work for... Yeah, we have no workers, so actually forget the sawmills. We can't afford sawmills. Machine-centric shifts. So these guys are mad. Which makes sense. Okay, we know we're gonna have enough goods. We're gonna run out of goods in 8 weeks. That is extremely bad. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna pass experimental, well, we might pass experimental treatment here. I could probably make another promise. Merchants. Build a dense housing block. I mean, I'm already gonna do that eventually. I might as well just do it now. It's really not the worst thing to build in the world. It just increases the amount of people there.
The
Okay, and then now let us pass an emergency. Okay, we need to wait a little bit to do emergency council because we need to pass chemical additives. Oh no, we have 28 weeks. We can wait. Well, let's just do it first, anyways. We do need the food, anyhow. There we go. Chemical additives. It'll pass because we're beloved by the two factions that want this, and by that I mean they just want this. There we go. Then we're gonna grant them the agenda. What's so wrong here? That was still not enough, huh? Crazy. Did they rebalance this? Although, to be fair, we have a bunch of this up here, so really we're just lacking in progress. We need to build some more progress buildings. Yeah, so we're gonna build that there to fix our housing problem, because we're gonna run out of housing before we get our next population boost. We do have some squalor. Nothing I can do about that. It's the warmer season. That's good. That's good. Speed up time a bit. Game is saving. Alright, machine-centric shifts will be passing next. Again, because this is just permanent. Permanent extra 4 guards for 100 is just not worth it, though. Alright, here we go. Sawmills, mechanized sawmills, only 220. It's really not enough at this rate. Another problem we're going to have is that we're out of steam cores. There's no steam cores anywhere. Like, at all. Just doesn't exist. Which is because that's because of the thing we chose. Okay, yeah, so here's the thing. Every time I grant them the agenda, for some reason it's always just, oh, yeah, now that you granted us the agenda, yeah, we want you to grant us the agenda again because you just researched something. And it's just really annoying. Buried village, that is materials. We're gonna need that. There we go, IEC core factory. We'll see if we can build this back to, okay, we're gonna need to expand more. First. We need this right here. But until then, I might as well, send them out to go explore. Preferably something short. 17 weeks. This is all 17 weeks. No, this is 16 weeks. This is really short, the valleys. Because by the time we have everything done, that will be done. Alright, we need another mechanical factory, but we also need more goods. We're running out of both. Yeah, and this is eating up a lot of heat, too. So maybe I should just build a heating hub here. How much does this cost? 60 heat. I don't think that's really a unit of measurement we're using, right? Is it? It's 420. How much heat is this using up? Does it show me? 150, okay. So if we can decrease it here, and it'll give us... Okay, yeah. But then again, this comes with its own material demand, and it's just too much. I've decided. Alright, now. We can only actually decrease this by 10%, and like the good efficiency only ever increases to like 2%. But I'm going to build just another factory, I think. So let's also frost break all this up here, that way I can build another factory. Because we're also eventually going to get the heat overclocking, because that'll increase the efficiency there. So let's go to waste heat conversion, heat overclocking. Okay, law is going to pass. Infection badges. Really? Tensions increase. Well, diseases decrease, and that's going to help with the dense housing block we just built. So we're solving the problem of disease. It might be a problem we created, but it's a problem we're also fixing. Okay, there. We need to build this before we can think about building that. Okay, there we go. Available utopia point. Now, see, this is hard. I don't know where to go. We could go for this, cost heat stamps and workforce to... You know, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go straight up here. We're gonna go for our company outposts. And we're also going to issue a loan here to the ventures. They'll pay us, yeah, see, over weeks, they'll pay us back. We're going to grant these guys the agenda again, might as well. So now how much we're making from the ventures? 5. We're very close to actually being able to complete that. Let's just, oop. Does it work? No. And yes, now, eventually we're going to be able to privatize these outposts. This guy's mad that we passed that dynamic thing, but he's not that mad. He doesn't really care. We're going to be able to privatize outposts and then buy materials at market rate rather than have our guys do it. Which is more efficient. It's more efficient to replace the scout team cost of an heat stamp cost, at least according to me. Because the scouts are needed elsewhere. Okay, now here's one place where I could justify using that. Also, this costs very. You see, the problem here is because we have such a good relationship with the ventures, it costs a lot of heat stamps. But the good thing is, it costs almost no prefabs. Now, I've always had a problem with prefabs whenever I play this game. I never make enough prefabs. Okay, let's go to city again. Let's go for maintenance duty. Let's go for unproductive do maintenance. Which, honestly, all do maintenance is really good, but unproductive do maintenance. See an event. The top of the cream, Goods Emporium. Steward, a Goods Emporium manager, has stirred controversy by restricting access to part of her floor to a handful of high-spending patrons. My best customers are quite put off by the coal-smeared fingers soiling the fabric of their garments they wish to buy, she said. Merely introduce a premium fee, which they are happy to pay in order to pursue goods in the exclusive area, free from the loitering riffraff. Some angry customers are calling for a prohibition of such practices. Others wish to see it generalized. Surely it does no one any harm. So we could introduce premium memberships, which will generate us an extra heat stamp a week from each good emporium, but marginally lowers trust. Or increase trust. I am going to go for the top one. Trust is not a big problem. However, the Goods Emporium just straight up making a heat stamp. Now that is something I want to see. So that should be up here. It's probably not going to make it directly. It's probably going to make it up here. Yeah, I think it increased. Yeah, we're at 30 now. Now we need to make 15 heat stamps purely from goods trade. Alright, let's do this here, and the reason is that it's just too cold. It's just too cold. Alright, and then once this is all built and done, then we'll be able to do the other things. Okay, I just realized that we have no coal left. 1 week of coal left. $24 weeks of coal left now. Okay, I just realized that. I didn't realize at first what was happening there. But I guess you do burn through... Oh, wait, we can raise funds again. Raise funds, raise funds, raise funds. And we're not gonna raise funds from you. No, we'll raise funds. It is ultimately in our best interest to do it. Also, now we can issue loans. So let's issue loans. We're investing in our future right here. So we literally just raised funds, and these guys will only give it back to them as a loan. So this will increase our total income, and it's just an investment right now, so I don't spend it all at once. Because if I leave it in my inventory here, I'm just going to spend it all. Yeah, so over the year, we'll make 150 back. Okay, here we go. Machine-centric shifts. This will decrease the amount of workers needed. By simply decreasing the workers in the shift, having the machines powered on 24/7, and spreading workers out across multiple shifts, you know? So instead of working like 9 to 5, you work like in like 6-hour shifts. Okay, there we go. Cheating the competition. We're one step closer to company outposts. Now let's actually see, how would that work here? 300 heat stamps. Okay, so the more dangerous it is, the more it costs. So it's still in our best interest to actually reduce the danger. Alright, now once this is built, we'll make some more... Oh, oil's found! That is... Wow, that's crazy. Take the cargo, yes, and then wow, we literally just found tar pits right there. That's crazy. Oh, we completed the pumps of prosperity. That's great. That is... wow.
The Research Institute.
Alright, now back to resources. See, another thing is here, we could just make a charcoal plant. Because here's two things. We can make a composite factory, which makes oil into materials at 100. And then we can turn those materials into 132 things of coal, which actually only costs us 20 materials. So we're actually positive materials. And then we can turn said materials, said coal into oil. Albeit it's only 80. So, yeah, so here, we can make a loop. So part of what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to... Well, I'm just going to go for what's easiest now, which is the coal mines. However, in the future, my plan is to try to just get a bunch of factories to do all the work. It's basically just to make us into a factory city. Yeah, so I could do this. Which is very interesting, but the main reason I'm going for the company outpost is to have more guys to use in the future. There we go, that's done there, and then let's do one here. See, I can't see this right now, so I'm gonna wait till we can see it. The road we're gonna do there before we start building it. Okay, see, this is too warm. That's livable. Yeah, we're gonna... Do we have extra scouts or something? Yes, we do. Okay, yeah, then I'm willing to send some scouts over here to the valley, launch an expedition. So how many heat stamps we're making? We're making 40 heat stamps right here. That's crazy. Okay, do we build? Yes, we can, we did. You guys want me to grant you the agenda again? Really? I could finance some... See, here's the thing. Now that I have all this money, I'm like, let's spend it on something. We gotta increase our funds. Okay, let's just do an advertising campaign. Well, have you bought any goods today? Your local goods emporium has a plethora of... Couldn't read it in time. Alright, material stockpile, maybe. Fuel stockpile. Further decrease it? No. See, the only reason we actually survived there was because we actually just found a bunch of coal and materials in the Frostlands and just stole them. Okay, promote. Yeah, so actually they should be suffering, yeah, by investment seekers. So, because I haven't actually gave them any money, they're kind of a bit mad at me, because, like, we want investments. Also, the reason this costs no prefabs is because the ventures will cost very little prefabs, because the ventures supply their own prefabs. This is what at least that's what I choose to believe. Because I think it makes sense. Okay, let us build... See, I can't properly see. Does that block anything? No. So I could actually just build it right here. And it will cover 3 tiles and slightly... Oh, no, wait. How'd that work? Oh. Oh, yeah, that's exactly where I wanted to build it. Okay. What's this? Oh, yeah. It's working extra shifts. See, because now we can just build it entirely around there. And get some extra... Well... everything. Because, see, another thing is the ventures prioritize you to make more heat stamps, and then they literally subsidize. They literally give you prefabs. I absolutely love the faction public announcements, where the PA system does a faction thing. Which, honestly, PA systems are underused in many forms of media, like mainly video games. Because it's the best way to tell a player something about actually telling them something. And it adds to the world building. Without actually being that difficult. Alright, so unfortunately, here's the vendors, which is good and bad. I do kind of want their development run thing, but that will cause us to go too far in their direction. I don't really want to do that. I see, but I'm going to do it anyways. So what we're going to do here, so what we have, this is it, construction drive. So we're going to unlock herding camps. We're not going to do anything with them. Decline. Except what we're going to do here is we're actually going to pass their faction law, which will change stuff towards them, which will get us construction drives, which just decreases the cost of building buildings and building districts. Because we inspire a community effort to, well, build things. Alright. Let's do the new work model. We're gonna do machine attendance. And then before anyone has anything to say, I'm just gonna do this. Fun R&D race. Instantly done. Now let's start making, We're gonna need watchtowers eventually. Where is it? What am I looking for right now? There we go, housing insulation. We need to get this first before we start advancing too far, because when the storm comes, we want to be able to actually not die. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the benchers have the floor, do they not? No, it's just a fixed agenda right now, but I can just declare an emergency session. Okay, so here we go. Defaulting debtors, unfortunate. Issue loans problem. Stuart, the machines are struggling to repay their debts. Their community leaders are deeply apologetic. The honest truth is that we are unable to gather enough for the next installments. We tried everything, organized a fundraiser, even better, people have bled dry. So we could seize their assets. We get a ton of goods. Some machines will be injured. We can forgive them in result for a favor. The loan will be forgiven in exchange for support in the council. The machines will vote aye for the next law proposal, no matter what it is. Or we can grant extension for double interest. So they'll pay us more. We'll spread their debt out, but at a cost. They'll have to pay us more in the future. I think that's the best thing to do. They'll pay in smaller installments, but they'll have to pay over a longer time at a higher interest rate. Which, honestly, that just sounds really bad for them. If it was truly that, I'd just be like, ah, you can just pay when you want. But then again, they probably just take advantage of that. Oh yeah, this is something we wanted. We wanted unproductive due maintenance. It will pass. I can feel it in my bones. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Law pass. And now we're instantly going to go on an emergency meeting. This one's going to be a bit harder to pass. It is the community service law. It's super opposed right now. Because the entire city's basically against it. But we need to pass this. Alright, and I can get rid of it later. Community service. So I know we have no community rules. We're going to start with this. We're going to negotiate. Preferably with the largest chunk of the population. So the machinists, vote for, and I promise to grant you guys the agenda next. Negotiate. Laborers, you're mostly for it, so don't need to worry there. Merchants. I promise to grant you the agenda next time. Blinkety blinkety blink. No, we'll do enact heat auctions. It's probably what we're going to do anyways, but I just want to determine what I'm going to get. It'll give us some extra heat stamps, which I hope it doesn't actually override the other thing, because I know this game has a big problem with things overriding other things. Okay. That does not push us fully there, so we're going to do some minor things, I guess. Shoot. Well, you know, actually, all we have to do is just research some ideas.
A law has passed in the council.
That's it, actually. Because that'll just increase everything. And so we're going to do as I promised, and we're going to grant the agenda to the machinists. Okay, there, I have an idea, Okay, investigate the site, we'll complete the factory. Let's send some people here, some injuries may occur. We still have 10 left, so let's do the buried village. Back in. Yeah, all we have to do is literally just research, what's the problem? They grow radical. We're going to encourage them to join the menders. Because I want the laborers to shrink. Yeah, you can't actually issue loans to these guys because they're anti-money, they scorn currency. You can bribe them, yes. You can bribe their delegates. However, since they're anti-currency, you cannot raise funds from them or do anything with them. Yeah, that relates to money. Yeah, so actually, so when this is over, I should be able to make my money back. Well, or I kind of made my money back. It's a good amount of money right there. So all we need to do is just research their ideas, and then we should be fine, more or less. Is this overdrive still on? Yes, it is. We're gonna need to turn that off. Yeah, dude, that is a lot of coal we're using up. Only 22 weeks. Okay, another event. Future without cores. Yeah. Nobody really likes there ain't no cores. Yeah, so right now, this is preventing us from actually losing any heat. That right there. So if anything, that's just pure good for us right now. I'm leaving that spot open right there to place an item down. Could also do herding. Here's what we can do, actually, herding camps. This will push us towards equality. There we go. Construction drive. Screw you, Menders. Easy. Alright, now that we've done that, and that's super easy, super duper easy, let us do watchtower. We're gonna need surveillance watchtowers. Alright, now that will actually, no, what am I thinking? We need to reduce squalor right now. We don't have really a problem with anything else. Let's get the filtration towers going. Ventilation towers, there we go. Okay, yeah. So yeah, we basically just portrayed the Menders entirely and basically everything. So here's the deal. We just got construction drive from them. Cost of constructing districts, hubs, and building is greatly decreased. English. Constructing structures should be a collective effort. Volunteers can aid in work. So yeah, we're just getting people to volunteer to work. So not only does this now cost, see, it costs so few prefabs that it now costs 0 prefabs. And it costs even less, shoot, what is it called? It costs even less, heat stamps now. We have so many goods, we need to start doing another. There we go. Oh, we just got another venture thing done. There we go. Company outposts. Autonomous outpost law. We're making it a company outpost. We do it for the company. This is great. This is grand. See, I'm a genius. A mastermind. That no one could possibly ever understand. And this should just basically be free at that point, almost. Yeah, dude. See, now that's a good thing, is that the Ventures and the Menders sort of work together where you can actually get a good bit of stuff. And just by placing down their herding outpost and then scrapping it, I literally got everything I needed from them. They still have that law, which is getting us some extra prefabs and goods. But I'll be scrapping that eventually. For literally basically anything else. Alright, what we got here? Imperial Smeltery, that's insane. Sheltered camp. We're gonna take in the Frostlanders. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna connect this, almost. Wait. Turn this off. Because it costs so many of these guys. We might as well just do this. It's basically free. Again, we're gonna be turning this into company outposts very soon, which will cost us heat stamps. But man, will we gain a lot. We'll gain so much from this. So I could build here and just get an entire heat stamp. Or I could build here and get an entire heat stamp. I think what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to build right here. And then I'm just going to build another housing district. No. It's going to be wild if I can build another housing district. Actually, no. Well, you know what? We're just going to wait. We're going to wait for the population to increase. Another event. What is this? Crimes decrease. Good. Well, crime never happened. is more proper to say. That's how good I am at this. I'm so good at, you know, like being a leader of the city that I decreased the crime before it even happened. There's no crime allowed. Efficiency bonuses, let's get that done. Need another goods emporium, we're out of money again. Unfortunate. Okay, delegates are in session. What are we voting on here? Radical law on the agenda. Machine attendance. Because this is what the machinist wants. It's going to pass because the majority of the city is for machinery.
The proposed law has been approved.
There we go. Now we have machine attendance, so everything costs way less. What is it called? We're actually gonna build this here. It gives us the entire heat stamp plus another half heat stamp. I'm spending so much money here. So many heat stamps. Okay, more people live among us. What is this? Unrest in the city. We're going to ignore them. They're going to prepare to protest. But we should be able to get everything we need before then. I'm probably not going to pass heat auctions. These guys are going to have to just live with it. Unfortunately, this does not cost any less to insulate these districts. Let's insulate them. Just to save on some heat. Well, actually, just to... Ooh, this is... See, the problem is, yeah, this is really cold. What I could do is I could place down another... No, I can't really afford it, can I? A heating hub to increase it by 2.5 temperature levels. But if I could just build it right here, that'd be really good. But yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. Let me just move this. Let's just build a material stockpile right here. Then I'll destroy that one. Although actually I probably need to build another material stockpile. The good thing about making a ton of money is you have a ton of money. Bad thing about making a ton of money is I'm spending all of it. Okay, another material hub right there. And we can destroy that and replace it with a heating hub. Although we should also probably get workplace insulation too, thermal airlocks. Once this is built, we can destroy this. Which is what I just said. Yeah, we're getting a lot of it here. We have thousands of weeks left. It's gonna be there forever. Yeah, so we can get infinite steam core from here. As long as we just wait long enough. So let's increase the... Oh, wait, we have another law we can research. So yeah, we can get, insulated that. Which is gonna push us a little bit more towards adaptation, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, unfortunately, each doesn't make trust fall a slight bit, but it's really low. Alright, what is the thing here? Young blood. Yes, even though he's gonna kill like 3 people, that's fine. You're making so many heat stamps now. 30 of them just from good trade, by increasing good demands for doing that. Okay, yes, now we can destroy this, demolish. And then we'll be able to build the heating hub right there. Which I've learned from that. The heating hub's actually pretty good. Do we need anything more? Yes, we need more food. Unfortunate. Are we doing this? Yes, we are. That's almost depleted too. You know, despite this game being like, you know, don't do unsustainable practices, you can't actually do any of the outpost stuff sustainably unless you do the menders. And even if you do the menders, you cannot do reindeers sustainably. It's taking forever to demolish this. Probably because it's moving all the stuff over, you know? Let's just... Lore reasons. Okay, there we go. So that's gonna get rid of the whole exposed to the wind thing. Alright, there we go. So we have work compensation, so efficiency is gonna be slightly increased. So we're gonna get more, which means we get more goods, which means we have more demand for goods. It's just everything, alright? Everything and everything.
Hear ye, hear ye. The delegate
It's never gonna stop. Let's even pass an emergency meeting. There we go. Autonomous outposts. Here we go. We're gonna privatize them. The city may grant entrepreneurs perpetual. I can't read that. I'm gonna guess it's gonna come with like some sort of negative where since we're guaranteeing them we're gonna buy from them, they're gonna raise the price on us. Because we've effectively given them a monopoly on goods. Or something like that. It's gonna like point out like the worst thing that can happen. Yes, we can privatize this here. It's only gonna cost us 1 heat stamp. No, it costs. Okay, it costs 1 heat stamp to do it, but it takes 3 a week. Okay. Oh, that heavily increased how much we're actually getting from it. We're gonna privatize this. You bet. You can bet. Oh wow. Wow, that's lucky. We literally got the first one immediately. That's crazy. Alright. Yeah, dude. Okay, so yeah, now we no longer have to worry about... Wait. Can I... Wait. Okay, then now this might sound crazy to you people, but can I privatize the expeditions? For the, finding the core materials? Okay, we're gonna get... Senior staffing is not bad. Okay, we're gonna go adapt. Because we're gonna get materialists to get the community trait. That's really it. Everybody just wants more goods. Okay, insulate the district there. We only have 2 housing districts. Because we have 69 housing in this one, and 52 housing in that one. That's insane. Anyways, we're going to, what we're going to do here is we're going to build a goods emporium right here. And we're just going to build housing around it. Yeah, right now our lowest thing is reason, so we're gonna have to go more towards reason. Okay, thermal airlocks are done. Let's get advanced housing insulation. We're gonna get asbestos lining, because I'm sure asbestos is perfectly safe and no research in the future will ever come out to show that asbestos is actually really toxic. And I said that a hyper-specific thing for absolutely no reason. Besides to be hyper-specific. Yeah, dude, see, we're gonna save so much coal by just, insulating all this. Insulate. We'll just insulate what we can. We have a lot of money, we have a lot of prefabs. You see, I wish this would lower prefabs, but it's not. So unfortunately, the ventures will not pay to have their place insulated. Okay, now we're wasting heat. I'm fine with it being livable. It's really not that much of an increase in materials that it's worth making it hot. This is worth making hot because we get an extra 5 stouts. 5. Might not seem like a lot, but it is. We are running out of food, however. Yeah. We're definitely gonna need to build something for food at least. The game's lagging a bit. I'm fine. Tragedy at the clinic? Yeah, unfortunately, the doctor just killed 13 people due to experimental medicine. English. Jeez. You'd think I know how to speak English, but guess what? Apparently I don't. Told you they shouldn't have taken it. Anyways, we're just gonna build around this right here. There we go. And we can even do that. Wow. How many heat stamps are we making now? 59 a week. Amazing. Just absolutely bloody amazing.
A new life awaits you at a company outpost.
I just love these little, like, blurbs of stuff. Like, a new life awaits you at a company outpost. Yes. Yes, see, governor. Alright. We're close. Wait, is this train not connected? Oh, they all have to be connected before we can, like, click anything to do anything, okay. Alright, yeah, so this is the company outpost now. We could turn this into a company outpost and just let it, disappear eventually. Do we have enough heat stamps to just send out people anywhere? To the hills, maybe. No, we just have scouts. I mean, definitely privatizing that outpost was a good call. Because now we actually have more scouts to go scouting. Okay, extraction. Blasting coal mine. We need another one. How long have I been recording this? Almost too long now. Okay, yeah, there we go. Waste heat overclocking. This is good. This should just pass.
Hear ye, the votes are in. The measure
Alright.
passes.
Now, let's increase this to hot, and then, yep, that one becomes hot as well. Which means we get an extra 1.8 prefabs, and I don't know how many of that.
The delegates have reached.
Alright, advanced workplace installation. It costs us 200 heat stamps. Is it worth it? Yes, it is. It is very much so worth it. And what's the event here? Okay, yeah, Dreams of Utopia. All adaptation laws will now increase tensions. So I probably actually need to remove that adaptation law that's currently on the menu. However, I must do it after we get all these laws passed to actually allow us to beat the vendors into submission when they start rioting. So let's just pass the emergency council here. See, I'm not sure this will actually be able to pass. I don't know if we have enough people to get a super majority. But I'm gonna try. Now, since it's based on trust, so doing this is actually gonna decrease how many people are gonna be willing to vote for it. Machinists, vote to pass, and I will enact... No, actually, not right now. Let's see. You're hesitant, alright? Promise to research and pass private alcohol. No. Yeah, we need the extra trust. Alright. Wait, I didn't make the deal. Vote for... Yeah, they already kind of like me, so maybe there's not much point in doing that. Machinists, vote for, and I promise to make another mechanized sawmill. Too many promises. Okay, let's change proposal, and let's just go right back in. Because I made the proposal with the wrong people, right? Propose. Yes, I will lose my current negotiations. Okay, yeah, there we go. We need the people who are not going to vote. So, machinists, mechanized sawmill. Negotiate. The labor vote is a vote we need. Grant agenda. Shoot. Okay, this might not pass. But I have belief that it might. We only need a few more votes, and it could pass. Come on, come on. There we go, it passed. Alright, there we go, Guard Enforcers. I promised a lot of stuff. I'm probably not gonna do half of it. Okay, let's start decreasing squalor a bit, because it's a bit too high as of now. Alright, what do we find here? Note the bearing for oil. This is just the crater. That's just basically an entire new city. Multi-expedition. We're looking for more IEC parts. Insulate district. We're doing pretty good, except for, you know, the incredibly high squalor and growing hunger. Oh, we're out of food completely. I just realized that. You know, you'd think that'd be a bigger problem, but, no, we're literally completely out of food, and it's just like, oh, well. Yeah, that's bad. Oh, no. What am I gonna do now? We're gonna die. Because there's no food. No food at all. What is the problem here? Okay, we got the, Doomsayers coming in soon. Yeah, it's gonna cost 300 because it's based on how many weeks of research are left. Wow! Rust researchers took a big chunk of the trust. But you know what? That's gonna do it for today's video. The first one of our capitalist utopia as we build towards it. And the next one I'll be advancing forth into more capitalism and more merit. Fuels the industrious, progress for those who keep pace, and reason to optimize investments. You know what? We're actually gonna need these mercs, so let's finance some mercenaries. We'll also issue these guys a loan. But yeah, like I said, until next time, goodbye and thanks for watching.
A new has been charted.
Yes, that literally just gives us extra guards. Because another thing is, a lot of other things you can do are only like temporary, or if they just give you something, versus that just permanently gives you guards themselves. Which is it's not bad. It's pretty expensive, but in the long run, I think it's probably worth it. Anyways, we're gonna call it Cat 1, because cats are the best, and capitalism is the best, therefore, it's one and the same. Save game, Cat 1. But yeah, that's gonna do it.